ballers, rappers. She looking for the stars and the Hollywood actors. It's not a game, we talk about practice.
Yeah. What's good? What's good?
What's poppin'?
Welcome to another episode of Rappers and Ballers. Got a fashion icon in the building today. Hope you're prepared. You're going to find the ins and outs, the beginning process, the ending process, and the current process. I'm your boy Johnny Voga.
Fredro Starr.
And we have the special guest today.
April Walker.
Of Walker
Excited
Ware.
to be here.
The legendary
April
April Walker.
Being a little humble.
I am being. That's just who I am, you know.
We're gonna
I'm
break you
happy
out
to
of
be here, though.
Yeah,
with the family.
we got you. We got you on the podcast,
That's
man.
what made it happen.
Rappers and Ballers.
I just saw you on Netflix. I just saw you. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let's bring it a little back to the beginning. Give people,
Some context.
That's
First,
right.
I think the intro should be a little bit iller because you are a legend to the hip hop culture when it comes to fashion. For anybody who doesn't know who April Walker is, do your fucking Google. Shit is legendary shit right here, for real. Down to Tupac, Aaliyah,
Mike Tyson,
Onyx, Naughty by Nature. I mean, yo, she still is, and will be an icon in this hip hop culture.
Thank you. Onyx. You didn't say Onyx.
You did.
Yeah,
You did?
I mentioned Onyx. Yeah, I slid that in. I slid
Okay.
it in. Real,
Onyx.
real humble.
Real humble.
Real
Jam
humble.
Master Jay.
Jam Master Jay.
That's who you is.
Yeah.
That's the beginning.
Biggie.
Biggie.
There you go.
Damn,
Wow.
how could I forget Biggie?
Start this over. No.
Nah.
I'm clapping.
No, it's just if you can
It's
keep
just a lot. You
you
can
can
keep
keep
going, right?
going. You can keep going on and on. Latifah. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Moni.
Anybody that
Craig
was
Mack.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang
A
for
lot.
sure.
Yeah.
Craig Mack had it with the big man cover and he had to walk away.
Puffy.
Puff.
Puffy.
You
Shaq.
only had icons. Yeah, Shaq. How
Fushnikins.
much material did you waste on Shaq? You
Shaq
cleared the
was-
warehouse.
Shaq was a lot. His pants were as tall as me.
No freaky. Yeah.
Wow.
For real.
That's crazy. He's 7'12".
And that's when it was
72
baggy
pounds.
clothes too. So I
Right.
can imagine that shit was like a whole fucking sheet set.
That
Absolutely.
Fushnikins song was dope though.
No,
That's what I
definitely.
told you, man. I did.
Yeah, that was a dope video.
Yeah. That was out. That was in Jersey.
We ain't got nothing to
Yeah.
prove.
That was in Brooklyn. That was in Lower
Brooklyn?
East Side.
Oh,
And
yeah.
in Brooklyn. They did it both places.
Wow, legendary. Shaq got a lot of legendary stories, man.
A lot.
From what I hear, he's a good friend to have.
Yeah,
I want to be Shaq's friend.
Shout out to Shaq, man. You know what I'm saying? Walker Ware representative from the start. I mean, so how did it start for you coming up in the game? How did you even think about to becoming a fashion designer, much less in hip hop?
You know what? Honestly, I was in college. I knew I didn't want to work for someone else. I was in Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. You already know, son. Word
My
up.
manager's on the side going berserk right now.
Yeah.
Like if I.
I started at a time when it was so different. The 80s in New York City was very, very different than the right now gentrified New York City. And it was like a time when you could have the hustlers in the street at Bentley's with the correction officers, and Mike Tyson was at the bar, and like I'm setting the stage, but it literally was electric, from like the Fun House to Studio 54 to Copacabana, all these spots, Broadway Internationals. I grew up in the music business, so my father was in the jazz business first. He was a manager for jazz artists. So I grew up as a jazz baby, and then in high school he started going into R&B. So he
Did you
managed.
play anything? No instruments?
Nah, I had no skills.
Not even singing?
None of it.
Humming?
Did your father smoke weed? Because jazz, they smoke
He
weed.
definitely did.
Yeah, you got it.
Definitely did. Already know.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was in high school, he started managing D-Train, who was out of Queens. The Hubert Eves, shout out to Hubert. And then he started managing Jazz and Jay-Z. And
Word? Your pops was managing
Jazzo?
Jazzo?
yeah,
Jay?
Jazzo,
When
yep.
it was first started?
Yep, when they first started.
Ooh, she just dropped some knowledge.
Wow, okay.
And so all of that was brewing, and I was watching all of that. So I watched him literally kind of dance to his own beat, and I didn't want to work for someone else, but I didn't know what it was. And like I just said, I could not sing. I could not. And he had us doing everything from dance lessons to drumming lessons to singing
Nothing
lessons.
stuck.
Nothing stuck with me on that.
It's like, this
He's
ain't
like,
gonna work
one of
either.
us gonna do it, you know.
She was like, but I looked the part.
Yeah, exactly.
Took it to sing
And
class,
that's
he
how
was
that
like,
fell in
this
place.
ain't
That's
Message.
exactly what happened. The bing went off. I went into Dapper Dan's one day.
Hello.
And that was like
Paint the scene for these
light
human
bulb.
beings. They don't understand what
Yeah,
Dapper
what-
Dan.
like,
I don't
yeah.
understand, but I just like to hear the stories. I do.
Like,
understand.
yeah, because some people don't know who Dapper Dan is.
They don't know it's
Okay.
24 hours. They don't know none of this.
Okay, so for you that do not know the legend
Millennials.
Dapper Dan, he is this amazing designer that basically paved the way for a lot of us. And in the 80s, he had this shop in Harlem, uptown. And one night after the Apollo Theater, amateur night at the Apollo, me and my girls wanted to go and check out Dapper Dan. So we walked in there, and I remember thinking, wow, like seeing somebody that looked like me, that was hustling and really doing it big. Like, he was making everything from full-length furs that were reversible, that were Gucci on the other side. He was doing Gucci better than Gucci at that time. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He was doing cars.
Everything,
Drop top,
detailing, everything. And I remember his most inexpensive velour sweatsuit plain was $300. We talking the 80s, you guys.
Right, that's like 3Gs.
You know
right
what I
now.
mean?
Easy.
Easy.
At least.
So I was just like, it was the culture, and I was already in love with hip hop. So Guru moved in my building when he first came from Boston.
Guru.
Like, he gave us his first demo. This is when he was first starting. So like, we were all talking about our dreams. Easy
history.
Mo B lived next door to me.
Wow.
Like, this was the
is this Crown
landscape.
Heights? Is this
This
Best
is
Stop?
Clinton Hill.
Clinton Hill.
Yes.
Cumberland Street?
This is Clinton.
Oh,
Clinton
Clinton.
Avenue.
Oh, Clinton Avenue, okay.
Rosie lived down the block. So it was all of us on our grind. Rosie Perez, shout out to my sis.
Shout to Rosie.
Yeah. So we were
love
all
you, Rosie.
figuring it out. And that's kind of like the energy that was in the air.
So
you know
y'all
what
all
I
went
mean?
to the same high school too, kind of?
No, we didn't all go to the same high school, but like,
Yeah, I ain't go to high school.
kind of.
Right.
But you know, it was just, I found out about jazz because I was dating somebody in Marcy. That's how I got his demo.
And
And
this
then
is not Sean Carter.
it's not Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I found out about both of them. And so it was just like, we were all trying to figure it out and build together, and that's how that started.
That's ill. That's ill.
But
I
go ahead.
I seen some pictures of you. I think you was on 42nd Street. You know, behind one of the backdrops. And I used to go to 40 Deuce, but I was a little youngster. But my older cousin used to take me there. What was that like? The whole 40 Deuce shit? Because that when I saw that picture, it was just something that
Iconic,
people
like something that
they
brought you
don't
back.
understand. I knew because I was
Right.
there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Did that play a part of you just being in the fashion too?
Before the fashion, it was the streets was calling. You know, like
Mhm.
we grew up in a time when like Empire roller skating rink, and that's how I learned how to skate, and you know, like all those clubs, like Supper Club and all of that stuff. Like even before that, like Love People and Q Club and all of those spots.
Club,
We
Queens.
were up in them. You know what I
Queens.
mean? Like we were nothing nice back then.
Right.
Before we got into the fashion industry. So
Y'all look like y'all had pistols in them bags. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, no.
In the Gucci bag.
so
And the Dapper
you know.
Dan.
Yeah.
I got some life experience early on, but like 42nd Street, if anybody was hanging out, they hit 42nd Street. And there was one particular wall next to the police station right there. And you know that wall because everybody had to
Yeah.
hit it and take a picture there. And then there was people like Fade from Shirt Kings that
Right.
would go out with the backdrops
Right.
and literally have dope ass backdrops, you know, that he would actually paint. That was the culture, and then everybody would want to take a picture there. So it was a special time.
That airbrush era was ill.
Ill.
Shout the Shirt Kings. and-
Yep.
Still kind of
Nike, all of them.
No,
It's all coming
no,
back.
because we was part of that era because they had us up, but it moved to 42nd, then it moved to like Harlem. It was uptown in
Yeah.
Harlem in the 90s. It was like Harlem. 42nd, it was 125th. They had the backdrops, but it was the same shit. 42nd was the original shit.
Absolutely.
Know what I'm
I
saying?
just saw Fade. Before I came out here, we did an interview with Thurston Howell.
Oh yeah,
And
Original,
Fade.
Low
It was
Life.
the three of us,
Yeah.
and then we were talking about
Wow.
all of this. It was really
Wow.
dope.
That would That must have been an ill conversation.
Yeah, it was. I found out a lot of new stuff that I didn't know. It was
Right.
dope.
So I just watched the remix.
Was he stealing your shit? Was them
stop.
niggas stealing walk away?
Not yet.
It was y'all niggas.
Not yet.
I found out a lot of shit.
So I saw the remix on Netflix. If y'all ain't see the remix on Netflix, check that out. It's super fly, dope content. And I saw you had a storefront.
Right.
Like in the beginning, like to me that was major because shout out to Franchise Skinny, shout out to Sneak Easy, all these everybody doing the fashion thing. You know, it's a lot more people doing it
Absolutely.
now because it's a lot more accessible, just like music and everything else. But you had a storefront in the as a woman, and we ain't on no weird stuff. This is the 80s, and you spoke about how you ain't even want your face a part of it because you were a woman. So if you could touch on that, because that's just like a culture different. Like people don't even understand that now.
Right.
You know.
I started when it wasn't sexy to be an entrepreneur. So like people used to look at me like I was crazy when I told them this is what I was gonna do. Hip hop wasn't like it is now, but it is this multi-billion-dollar industry. So yeah, I was going to Fresh Fest and seeing Run DMC sing my Adidas on stage in LL. Like the music was really starting to turn commercially, but there were no other real lanes that were being respected. And like I couldn't go into the store and buy anything that was us and that was feeling like hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I knew that it was something people wanted. So I remember going into Dapper Dan. That's when the light bulb went off for me. But Brooklyn, y'all have to understand, we didn't have MTV. And we didn't have these visual mediums that you have now, like your phone and all these different things. Boroughs were so important to us because we repped our boroughs.
Right.
So I was from Brooklyn, and Brooklyn was very different than Harlem. Harlem was very different than Queens. Shaolin was very different than, the Bronx. So we all could almost tell who we were by the way we dressed,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Nah, for real, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everybody had their own style.
You repped your set, so to speak, and it was your borough, and you took pride in your borough. So I knew that that's what I wanted to do, rep my borough, Brooklyn, and I knew that that style was very different. So I went back to the drawing board. They say success leaves clues. And I didn't try to reinvent the wheel. I saw the blueprint that Dapper Dan had, and literally, I got the New York Times paper. They used to have this liquidation section. So I saw where they were selling the machines, like he had the Singers, the Jukies. I went up and found some.
You had
I
to do
borrowed some
research
of
to
his.
find these
Yeah,
things,
you had
like,
to go and beat
ain't
the
no quick
pavement.
Google search.
Right.
So you
exactly.
was actually doing the sewing?
No, so I hired we shared some of the same sewers. I found out where they were, met them, and there was Belle. I don't know if you remember, there was somebody named Belle from Harlem. There were a few others that were actually making stuff uptown. And I found their people,
That's dope.
and their people told two people, and then I hired them. And that's how that started.
You
I
had
got
the
the
plug.
connect.
You had the connect.
You got to know how to talk to the people.
So how does an April Walker, I know you was on the scene, I know you know what I'm saying, you go to Dapper Dan, light bulb goes off. How do you, there is no, like
Blueprint.
everyone we know Walker wear for
Yeah.
is major. You're
Yeah.
talking about the Biggies, the Tupacs, the Mike Tyson.
Because the shit was hot.
How did you make those connections? It's like,
It was like the first thing I want to say is I was in love with hip hop. Like first and foremost, that was the common denominator for us all, I think. And then it was very anti-establishment. You got to remember, it was Reagan, the crack era was hitting. It was all these things. I believed everything that was told to us was a lie. And then PE came out with "Don't Believe the Hype."
Long Island, Roosevelt.
So that for me, it was everything. It was like, yes, someone's speaking to us. They were like the CNN for the hoods.
Right.
And
Hell
then
yeah.
right after that, NWA came out. And I was like, damn, this shit is going on all over the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted to create the uniforms for us. I wanted to create that because that's who we were. Like I felt it. Like I could feel all of that. speaking to me.
So it was militant, the design.
It was definitely like, so when I first started, it was with a store called Fashion in Effect. And I really just wanted to make stuff for us and express how we were feeling. So we did airbrushing, we did acrylic painting on jean jackets, we did jeans, we did, at that time, kente cloth was coming out.
Yeah.
We did the jeans with the kente and we did so
The
much stuff. You
African
remember
zone
that,
came out.
you know?
Yeah.
And we were doing all of that. We were doing everything from velour and leather sweatsuits to some knockoff like Gucci, MCM, all of that. And then we started seeing that couldn't be long term because that was getting in trouble. So we started weaning more into our own original designs, leaning really heavy on that. But we did everything from coats to sequins, tuxedos, Peter's shoe, Kendu, Rasun, all of those guys.
Peter's
we
shoe,
made all of those
So
things.
this is before Walker Wear was out.
This is
This
how
is
I
the
got to
store.
Walker
Yeah,
Wear.
wow.
So Fashion in Effect was the bridge to Walker Wear. And it just became this like magnet for hip hop. So everybody from like graffiti artists to breakdancer to like Herbie with idol makers out of Queens, he started coming to the shop with Kwame. And then one day Biggie passed by and saw an airbrush thing in the window. He came in. He was 15 at that time, you know.
Wow.
Shinehead, Shaggy, they started coming to the shop. And two
Wow,
friends tell two
legendary.
friends. And that's how that grew.
All
We
word
didn't
of mouth.
have no, text this one. It was just like, yo, this girl making some dope stuff out of Brooklyn.
That's so fire because
dope.
man, like if Mike comes out, he comes out with the black shorts, black.
Yeah,
he don't have no logos on it,
yeah.
but he had a Walker Wear joint. It's like to have that is
Nah,
like, you
that
know what I
was-
mean?
Yeah,
Like he don't
amazing.
do any promotion.
You know that logo too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That WW.
I
We'll
feel
talk
very
about that.
blessed.
So speak about the WW. We was just reading about a certain situation you got with Virgil, and it was saying basically that they were basically copying, biting your shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So can you elaborate on that? Because I think people need to hear it straight from you.
Okay. Yeah, so earlier this year I got a DM and then the people started congratulating me on Instagram. I started getting texts. But the DM was Saks was actually promoting a WW varsity jacket that was made by Off-White. And
So they're DMing you thinking that's yours.
it's me,
and
like
congratulating.
congrats on the
Gotcha.
collab or
Right.
the congrats on me being in Saks. You know, people were confused.
Right.
So I remember one of the people that I work with in terms of mentoring saying, please say something about this. You have to say something.
Right.
So, right before this, something happened with Tyler Perez. He basically was, I think, one of the big brands knocked him off. And then about Dapper Dan and Gucci. We know about Misa and Fendi, if you watch the remix. It just keeps happening to black and brown creatives and independent designers. And what happens is these big fashion houses, European fashion houses, think they could just do creative drive-bys on social media or creative loot, and that nothing's gonna happen to them because we be outgunned because of the dollars with, legal proceedings. So honestly, I just got tired of this shit, and I was like, no, I want to stand up for us, and that it's not just about Walker Wear.
Major.
Yes, I'm gonna take care of my brand and protect my brand, protect black designers, protect Mexican designers.
Hello.
But beyond that, it's also for us because we got to make a change for the creative people.
So did they respond to you and say anything or nothing? Like, hey, because I'm gonna keep it real. I saw your design and I saw their design, and yes, it looks similar, but not similar.
Right.
But it does look similar.
Right.
So
It's
like I
causing
said-
confusion.
Yes.
Enough
So-
to cause confusion.
enough to get a response from them.
Right.
I would think.
Yeah, they said they weren't they were very dismissive and saying they were gonna keep doing and taking and doing what they do. So with that, they left me very little choice.
Right. It's this game is to me like fashion, hip hop.
We're in the biting culture, bro.
The creative process shit, and sometimes you might bite something and don't even know it.
That's true,
You
too.
know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
this-
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Yeah.
But there was this rapper, right? We had the Onyx ACD T-shirt. My brother Hussein made it, and we took the Onyx letters, but we used the ACD letters, right? And it said Onyx.
With the ACDC?
Just the ACD style
Okay.
letters, but we wrote Onyx. So we biting ACDC anyway. So
Yeah.
a nigga biting us.
Biting
What can
Nirvana,
we
too.
say? But the point is, I gave the rapper nigga Onyx T-shirt. Next thing I know, his logo had the ACDC shit. So yes, it is a biting culture.
Yeah. But this was my question. When I saw the jacket, it was 2 W's.
Yeah.
Now, I understand off-white, but Walker wears 2 W's,
Yeah,
so
but-
why would they have 2 W's?
I don't
That's
know.
what I was wondering.
I
That
don't-
was
I
the
can't
the main
answer that.
thing. I try to break it down. You try to see it on
It
both
should be an
sides.
OW, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I didn't even get why they got 2 W's for, you know?
And the other thing is,
Walter White?
this isn't
Because
the
they like
first
the way her
time.
shit look. That's why.
That's why.
Shit.
And this isn't the first time, just
right.
by
Got
chance.
the Walter
Right,
White.
and I was gonna ask you that. So you
This
have,
is something they've been doing for a long time. They, if you look them up, they have a lot of cases
Yeah.
of this.
and it's like throwing rocks at a fucking big ass wall because they're a big corporate giant, and it's really hard to go against somebody like that. We having the same issue with you know. I'm not even
All right, so
speak
moving
about it.
along. No, but the other thing is, you're this is a revamp for you. So it's even a more crucial time because you just revamped Walkaware, no? Like you just started pressing the line again.
Would you collaborate?
Well, let's see after
No
this, how
comment.
this case
Oh,
goes.
okay.
No comment. You know, really, it's just about
Litigations.
respect.
Yeah, get your respect. Fuck
That's it, more than anything.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, like for me, coming back the second time was interesting because I took some time off. The industry got real, to me, oversaturated and
What era
disgusting.
is this, so for
This
the
is
people
around
to
when
know?
I took a time off. It was in '99, 2000. I ran Fat Farm for a year. I was the vice president there
Did
with
you?
Russell. Yep.
Their denim suits look like yours. Was that because of yours?
That was because at that time everybody's suits looked like everybody's suits. If
Okay.
you remember,
'Cause
it
the
was just
Walkaway denim
everybody
suits is super
Rockaware,
fun.
this one and that one.
Fat Farm was after Walkaway. Let's
Yeah,
be-
it was
let's
that-
be
it was
clear.
that.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
They did it after her,
Yeah, yeah,
but she
it
was there.
yeah.
I didn't know she was there.
Actually, you were the first.
We were like, it was myself and Carl Kana.
Carl
Shout out to
Carl had a little tailor shop in Brooklyn on in Flatbush, and then he came out to LA. I stayed here, but he was doing like 1-800 ads in Word Up magazine,
Yeah.
like to get his suit, and
Yeah.
and I think Ed Lover put him on the map
Hello.
big time with Yo on TV Raps. That's
Dope.
how he broke the doors in.
Right.
Have you met Virgil?
No,
Oh,
I don't know him.
that's interesting. That makes this a lot more
But
interesting.
Carl Kana,
I thought it was a history or something.
Carl Kana,
Another pioneer. I had
He's a-
dinner with him the other night.
really?
Hello.
Wow.
Shout out to
That's
Carl Kanai, man. Hey, Carl, you said you was going to do the show about 17 months ago.
He's too busy.
I understand the
Yo,
pandemic is. Please come. We're clear. We're
Nah,
vexed.
his shit is hot though. and like
Don't
y'all had it like early before the guys who came after you, the Fubus, the Fat Farms, the Aniches, and you know, therefore, but you guys set the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And we was part of that. We met you with rest in peace, Jam Master Jay, right?
Yeah.
What was your relationship with Jam Master Jay? Because when we met Jay, we initially thought that you guys were partners in some capacity. We and that's the way we thought it was.
In Walkaware?
Yeah.
We were mad tight. Like, you know, Jay was super supportive. I was styling him. And he was one of the first people that told me I should do a clothing line.
Shout out to
You
Jay.
know, he really believed in me. And I remember everybody was asking for this rough and rugged suit. It was a contrast stitching suit. It was black. I did black with the white stitching. I was doing a lot of mixed fabrics. I was doing like bull denim, which is a real thick, heavy denim. We used to call it bulletproof denim. And we would do that with like velour. I remember in the crossover video, if y'all saw the suits EPMD were wearing with that, we did those, you know,
Wow,
like a lot of that stuff. Yeah. So
dope.
it was going around and people were asking. Russell wore something on Def Jam, the Def Comedy Jam.
yeah.
Yep. And people just kept asking for that suit. And I remember him saying, he walked that door because I started styling Jay. I met Jay at Kilimanjaro's back in the day.
Club
Yeah, that's
Kilimanjaro's?
how we met.
Wow.
And he came up to me.
In Queens. House music.
And we came in the city, right? Kilimanjaro's in the city, and he came up to me. He gave me I gave him a card. The next day he called, and I ended up styling a photo shoot for Run DMC.
Wow.
And that's how that started. But then he introduced me and walked me in the door for Def Jam. And then I started working with Redman and everybody there. And that so I'm always indebted to Jay for just really believing in me. And then when he got J&J Records, he was like, yo, I'm about to kill it. Yeah. And that's when he was so excited about y'all. He was so excited. I remember him talking about you guys and just like the energy y'all had and how disruptive y'all were about to be and change the game. And you know what I mean? And it was so really dope.
You knew before.
I knew before I met y'all how he believed in y'all and like what was coming. So that's why. Remember, I don't know if you remember when we were working on that logo and it just was like everything. That time was so special. Like when I was coming here to the studio, we went down a street, came up a street. I don't know if you remember, but one time y'all stayed here in those suites. Yes, I couldn't remember the name of it. Yes,
Barham Boulevard.
Right. And
the Oakwood Park.
Yes, I was telling her, I was like, yo, I remember this. Like we used to have Trey Wop and like all these stories, like shit. We were traveling, like Slam, like so many people. Remember we were at Slauson's swap meet running back across the street, with like Remo, getting that stuff, all of that. Yeah,
I remember the first time coming into like working with you and getting we were so excited to get new clothes and
it was dope.
Like running around and shit. Just little
just
niggas
building with y'all.
Shit, like just little shit like that make you feel great. Like
I want this color. Oh, I want this color. Oh, I want green. I want
like
blue.
The Ninja Turtles.
Just excited and shit.
But that's what makes it special. That's when you want to really just crush it because that energy y'all had. Energy feeds energy.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to let you down, and we wanted to we just wanted to hit it. Like I'm looking at that cover right now. Like I remember that day when we styled
She's talking
that.
about the Source magazine cover with
like
Onyx
legendary.
palming the foreheads and scalps.
I think everybody had different colors too. Like Suave probably wanted green. I think I wanted black and shit.
Y'all was Ninja Turtles.
Huh?
Y'all was the Ninja Turtles.
And then that's the other thing, right? We always wanted to
tell her it was Rapper Y'all.
Stupid.
And y'all bald.
And that I should say, like I love the East Coast and the West Coast. So the people that don't know, originally I was born in LA.
What?
Brooklyn claims.
And that's why
me.
you have Mexican. That's why you have Mexican.
You
Talk
got
about
the whole
Mexican.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no one really knows that. But because I came to New York early on. My father was a nomad, so we ended up in Brooklyn early. But in the 90s,
they got
I was
good
bi-coastal.
weed in Brooklyn, man.
Wait, your father?
That's where they
your
got
father
that
was
good
black?
shit.
Yeah.
Your mom's Mexican. See, y'all ain't know that about her. Y'all thought she was just light skinned, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Nah, she's Blaxican.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's how that started. But I just remembered always having a love for the West Coast too, and wanting like the Coach jackets, and we try to make things that Carhartt and Dickies were a really big influence when I started.
Right.
And Fredro, you could probably see it now when I say that. Like it was like I wanted workwear, but things that you could dress up or dress down. You could go to the club at night with it, or you could be kicking it in the day. And so we wanted less and more.
The same material.
Durable fabrics.
But yours is way more baggy.
Right, baggy,
more
lower
hip-hop.
pockets, contrast stitching.
You said something about that on the documentary about the pockets.
Yeah, that was for fashion.
If you notice any picture in the 70s, in the 80s, they only got their thumb in their pocket. That's all they could get.
Not with us. We made deep pockets.
So then y'all started the deep pockets for motherfuckers that got money.
We lowered the crotches, all of that.
You gotta lower the crotches.
You think Jabot kind of bitch your style a little bit?
That's interesting. But I remember Jabot was
trying to start another lawsuit.
on the West Coast doing their thing. I don't know, but I always did like Jabot.
You liked it?
I like Jabot.
They came back. They got the fitted jeans with the straps.
No, because they
they
came kind of like they used the rugged shit like your shit kind of like, you know what I mean? But yours was first.
Yeah, that's true.
It's flattery, you know. Imitation is flattery.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I
How
said.
many
We not
Onyxes
starting
do you
another
hear?
lawsuit.
Did you
Oh,
hear
no,
along
no,
the
no,
years?
no.
How many Federal stars did you
So
hear?
how many other companies, you mentioned you work with Fat Farm. How many other corporate companies have you worked with besides, because you said you're an entrepreneur, you working
Right.
with no, but you work for Fat Farm.
Yeah, I did. And then after I left Fat Farm, I went and started a women's division at N1.
And one?
Yeah.
The basketball? Ah. Shout out
And
to
then I
Sick with
left
it.
there.
I was gonna look up.
I left there, and then outside of there, it was myself. But like I've consulted for everybody from Champion to Echo to in between. Like I did after I put all of that up, I also did like packaged goods for Major League Baseball licenses and electronics, and did some footwear with Ron Artest. He had some
dope.
brand stuff. So yeah, I did a lot of different things.
What made you want to revamp it? Like, what was
The consulting, honestly. So I went into a whole different lane. Like I started doing real estate. I had a pet business.
a pet business?
Yeah,
You
I had
selling
a,
that
Oh
condoms?
yeah, I
You
heard
remember?
about
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Mhm.
that shit was that's
Exotic
dope.
pets
And it
or
was
just
really
regular
dope.
Gerbils?
in
Exotic pets? I'm thinking you got some fly shit like iguanas, or you just had.
so we
like,
sold all the stuff at our
answers.
house in like the all natural food, the treats.
Okay.
We were making it. We were doing everything.
Yeah.
It was really a dope shop. But I realized after I put it together, I started getting bored because you had to be there all the time, and I'm used to
Yeah,
moving
who wants
around.
to stare at a fish tank? That's the most fucking boring shit you could think of.
But I love dogs. You
I
know,
love dogs
so
too.
it was just my thing, and so I started consulting. I started a Walker Group, and we started like silently
Yeah.
designing for other. I did Machiavelli roles after
Dope.
Tupac passed. I did his family contacted me and asked me to do some stuff with them and some other projects. And I just was like missing it because sometimes when you consult for people, they'll pay you, but they don't listen to you.
Got you.
And so I kept
that's
saying
weird.
if I had my own brand, and I was like, wait a minute, I do.
Right.
Hello.
You know what I mean?
Classics.
And it
Hello.
was just sitting there with this brand equity. So it's a different time,
It was
right?
time to bring that shit back.
That's how it came about.
Did you bringing it back in times are different with the cut and everything?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah, with the time.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not trying to like bring it back. You
No.
look back.
No, we do.
What I do?
I mean, things are now.
Tight jeans. What we doing? Tight jeans.
We have
Fitted.
both.
Fitted.
We have relaxed. We have fitted, and
Yeah.
we have yeah. It's really right on
That's
point.
dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
I met you at the pop-up shop he brought me to a few years back.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
bought a few items.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you.
$60
I
shirt.
heard you were rocking a dope
You-
bandana.
Come
in
on,
one of
you
the
know it,
videos.
man. And I put it in the video, and when we did the show on Sunset,
Yeah,
and
I know.
Debo brought us out, and he's on stage. I just showed you that picture with the Walker Wear
Yep.
joint,
Super
and Debo
dope.
in the background just sitting there watching the
That
show.
was a legendary moment.
Yeah. Oh, come on, man. I be around legendary people.
Rest in
you
peace
know,
to
it's-
Debo,
Yeah.
man. Word.
Yeah, rest in peace, Tiny Zeus
Absolutely.
Lister, man. We lost another
We losing
icon,
too many
legend.
legends.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for
It's
sure.
crazy, bro.
But
It's a good time to revamp and bring it back, man.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much it. Now, word on the brought this shit back video because I was talking about that era. I was talking about when Biggie was the king of New York and Pac was on here, Mike Tyson. Because if you notice those years, 95, 96, everyone came back. Jordan
Right.
came back. Mike Tyson came back. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? Like, it was that era. Biggie was the king of New York.
Absolutely.
It was just a wild time in the mid-90s.
Yep.
And like I said, Mike wore the Walker Wear shorts. Like,
I'm so grateful.
was- yeah.
The love. So you asked before, I think the relationships were everything. And now that everything's online and just technology, it's different, right? People don't actually look in each other's eyes. They don't actually talk to each other. Like all we
Do that
did
again,
was
do that
build.
Ain't no building no more.
You know, we
I'll
gotta
do it.
build. That's how we build. Like,
Ain't no more
like
building.
Onyx. If Onyx didn't feel us or feel what we were doing,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how much Jay was pushing. I know who y'all were. Y'all would have been like, get out of here with that. Like, we
Yeah.
not wearing that.
If it wasn't hot, we would have been like that. We'd be
Yeah.
like,
Right.
we lost
So-
human contact.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
can do these.
Right. So it was that, and then it was also, I think you had to have a certain amount of trust in us. You know what I mean? And know that we were really down for y'all. And,
Yo, that shit was hot.
that's what it was, you know?
We knew we was fly. We put them shits on. We was walking around like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Those were moments.
Nigga, we
like,
fly, nigga. What the fuck is you talking
And
about?
you started that wear. Woo wear, rock wear.
all of
All the wear.
But I got
started
it
that
from
too.
from Willie Ware.
Willie
Willie
Ware.
Smith.
Who was that? Willie Wonka.
Willie
Willie
Ware.
Smith,
Oh.
which was a super dope designer in the 70s,
He was
going into
Willie.
the 80s.
He was uptown in Harlem, too?
Tukey Smith's
And he had
brother.
Willie Ware?
He was
Ware.
Willie Ware. Willie Smith was one of the original black designers. He passed away, but
rest.
his sister went out with Robert De Niro, and he was just
Robert
really
De Niro
dope.
likes black girls, right?
Yeah,
That's what he like.
yeah.
You probably too much.
Hanging in
Back in the
Harlem.
day.
Yeah,
Little
no,
Bobby.
I
They
still like
Bobby in Harlem again,
Bobby.
y'all.
They call him Bobby in the
coming
hood.
through. Yo, listen.
But
I
Bobby's
haven't
back.
heard Willie Ware in
Years and years.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
before our time. Like, but he was
Yeah.
just one of those legends. But like all of that experience makes me want to teach and give back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I'm doing now. I'm really excited. This fall, I'm gonna be teaching a class with Clive Davis Music Institute at NYU.
Major.
It's called The Sound of Style, and so legends like Angela Winbush and Q-Tip and like Questlove, people like that have taught there. So I'm excited about just sharing. Look, we've amassed and we've learned as OGs a lot in this game. So just to be able to pass on those gems and the experience, like that's where it's at right
That's
now.
dope.
Yeah.
And they teaching classes?
Teaching classes, yep.
Can you get fragile, John?
Fragile,
you, can teach
you need
PE.
to be teaching
You're
a
in
bunch
shape
of
like a
them.
motherfucker, bro. You should teach these people to stay right. I'm serious. You
Teach y'all-
do the phys ed.
Teach y'all to be original, man. You know what I'm saying? Stay original.
Stay original.
That's dope.
But
That's dope, man.
That's ill. So so when is that gonna start?
That starts when I get back in September 7th.
That's right
And
around the corner.
then Search pulled me into VidSig. So Search is at VidSig now, and it's like this platform. It's an app. They just teach like you could learn anything, you could do anything. People are doing different things, but I'm gonna be spitting game. So wellness, fashion, entrepreneurship. You could come and see me and get these gems.
So what made you said wellness, what made you start getting into like yoga? Because we go to your IG page.
Right.
Make sure you tap into the IG.
She's doing a handstand split.
all that crazy stuff. How the hell, like what did...
When that start? Yeah.
So I always worked out, but I think when I took that break, I needed it. Like it was a spiritual journey for me. So part of that journey was mind, body, and soul. And so I really feel like when we honor ourselves, we're honoring God. And like if you can't show up for yourself, you can't show up for anybody else.
Thanks.
So
Game over. I'm done. Did you hear what she just said? Yo.
it's real though, right? You got to make yourself non-negotiable. Like I'm getting it today.
True,
I don't
get
care
it.
what's on my plate. Like I'm gonna get that sweat in. I'm gonna show myself. It's not self-care, it's self-prove. What are you doing to do that? You know. So that for me, that's what it is. Like I'm 2 days in without it, and I feel like shit. Like
You feel
I work
horrible.
out.
Just like we say, we gonna get that money.
Yeah.
We're not talking about money. We talking about getting
That's
that
right.
money. You know what I'm saying?
I
Health
say
is wealth.
money.
I'm down
You know
to
what I'm
go to one of these Pilates classes, but I need you to make like Walker wear men's yoga gear.
We can do that.
Because I can't do the tights.
Real tight for him. Real tight.
A onesie. Nah, just get the Walker wear gear for me. I come.
I got you.
Give me a
I got
Scully.
you. But besides
I
the
look
yoga,
mountain.
I work out outside. I'm an outdoors person, so nature is big for me.
You do
So
landscaping. You
Fort
be doing
Greene-
Mexican.
Fort
You be
Greene
doing
Park,
pull-ups in
all
Brooklyn?
of it, all of it.
She be doing pull-ups at the corner.
Yeah, I love
So it
that.
be like
That's
this.
the
that
Blaxican.
real
That's the
workout.
Blaxican in her. She wants to be outside doing
Absolutely.
some
Kicking
lawn
trees and shit. Kicking
There
trees.
you go.
Shout
Yeah.
out to my
That's my
Mexicanos.
man, like my man Blaze. He be kicking trees. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? This nigga
Like
just
kicking them
Yeah, just kicking trees
with his
outside.
shins.
All types of wild shit outside. This nigga,
The
this nigga
knocking
outside
the
workouts
bark
are the
off.
best,
hell yeah,
especially now.
yeah.
So
With all
you
this
out here?
shit.
You based in LA now?
No,
Okay. So.
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, you ain't never leaving Brooklyn, huh?
I don't know about never, but I'll always have a place in Brooklyn.
That's what's up. She represent Brooklyn since I met her. Always Brooklyn. Damn, man.
And little did we know, she was born in LA.
I know, right?
See that I dropped a gem here that y'all
You
didn't
dropped
know.
a gem. That's a Rappers and Ballers exclusive.
There you go.
That's beautiful.
You gonna do
April.
stand up?
Yeah, I'm gonna do. I got my manager already. She got the.
Yeah, we gonna put
She
his
got the
ass right
Cuban
on Sunset.
vacation permanent
What's
hat.
today? Tomorrow's Tuesday.
I come see you.
Uh-oh.
Friday.
Tomorrow Tuesday. You ready to
You
go?
under pressure.
We gotta work the paperwork now. There's no pressure in life. Pressure is all mental. Who
Okay.
cares? If you go out there and bomb, who cares?
So you're gonna do it?
I
then?
do it.
Come
Okay.
on,
I'm not
tomorrow's
scared of
Tuesday.
I'm
nothing.
coming.
But
I'm calling my man Pookie.
I'm
who's
coming
Pookie?
through.
I'm scared of that motherfucker.
No, that's Pookie's Kevin Hart's people. You need to feel the Pookie from
You're
Jersey.
damn right. Pookie is what we're calling.
Child, we gonna call Pookie, get you right, son.
Let's
We gonna
do
get
it.
right.
Yeah,
Everybody's involved now. How many splits we got here?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Just leave my love,
We'll work
man.
out the details later.
Bye, little bit.
That's
you know.
dope.
We gonna-
April.
She gonna dress you first.
Shit, she better.
what I'm
That's the
saying?
least you can do. Can I get a walk-aware wife beater?
Any pop-up shops coming up anytime soon? So do you got merchandise right now?
Any way we could get free gear?
Walkaway.com.
Stupid.
You could go to walkaway.com. We're online. I've been doing less pop-ups just because of COVID.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's
This-
online anyway.
Yeah, and that's where the world is going.
I
I'm
bought
doing.
the Biggie joint you had.
You did?
With Lil Kim.
That's
in the
what's
back.
up.
Yeah.
I love
The
it.
long sleeve tee.
I love it.
It cost
I
me a
love
lot
it.
of money.
Yeah, we
So I
got
haven't bought anything since.
Holiday is gonna be fire though, and I'm doing, and I have a collab coming up that I can't say the name yet, but it's gonna be fire.
From
Say it now. Don't worry,
Is the
we'll
artist?
coming
Is the
out.
artist from? Is the artist you did
It's it's another fashion designer, and so that will
Could we
make
get,
some
could-
noise.
Could we just guess a little?
Yeah, you could try.
Virgil.
No.
That was funny.
Supreme.
No,
No, I don't think she would do something like that. Is it an old school, new school? You ain't gonna give us that?
new school,
New school.
newer school.
Valone.
Nope, y'all just gonna have to wait. It's
we'll
dope
wait.
though.
We'll wait. Franchise Skinny.
No franchise skinny.
Sneak
Kith.
easy. Kith.
No,
Ooh,
those are
that
my
was a good
people,
one. That was
but
a good
no.
one. That was a good one. Shout out to Ronnie.
Shout out to Sharifa.
Okay. That's the
She runs
whoever
Kith.
she is,
She's
yeah.
at Kith.
With that name, she better run something.
Ralph Lauren.
Nope, that would be dope though. I would love
Ooh,
that.
she
Let's
said
put it
new
in the
school.
universe.
Polo
That's in the
and
meta.
Walker with.
Ralph
Well,
Lauren.
Wow.
Fred, are you
Ralphie.
doing anything with NFTs? Because if you're not, you need to be.
Yeah, we doing a NFT. We just got with some guys, man. Shout to 365. We gonna make this move. My people's NFT. Let's make it happen. No, I think the NFT is. Are you doing any NFTs?
I'm working on it too.
Because you got a lot of gems, a
Lot
lot
of
of
stuff.
jewels, a
Uh-huh.
lot of pictures.
Your pictures are super
But you
iconic.
definitely could. See, it's harder for me because a lot of my pictures are from other photographers. So it's gonna be collab.
Johnny Nunez, cut the check. Is
Yeah,
it him?
but no,
He's from
but
Brown
some of them are
But it's
cool,
still,
like
it's your
Ernie.
clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, it's like a slippery slope with laws, you know.
right.
So, if we knew everything we know now,
Right,
I would have
yeah.
had a cameraman been taking pictures all
But
the
y'all
time.
paved the way, and that's why people
Everywhere.
gotta show respect, man. They paved the way. Hip-hop-
Capture the moment.
These people don't even understand. Like they think everything comes to them easy. They live in this Google era, man. That era is just it was beautiful to see. I tell people I wish I was born in the 70s and not the 80s, so I
Right.
could actually see this whole thing growing. You know, but
So,
Man, shout out to the
so in the
OGs.
90s, you had particular artists who wore your shit. Biggie, Tupac, Onyx, Naughty by Nature. Are there any artists now that you could see that you would want to dress or see representing your brand? That's like current right
That
Hell
speaks
of a
to the
question.
brand and makes sense. I would say that is a great question.
yeah, that's very good. I'm very
I'm
impressed right
saying,
now.
man.
That's beautiful.
Because that's
You didn't even write that down.
No, because that's what fueled the energy for your company. It was the artist
Yeah,
representation.
absolutely.
Of
The artists
yeah.
wearing it in videos, artists wearing it around. That's how it was popping.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's a lot of new artists.
Absolutely. Dylan Cooper, who is out of
Ooh,
Brooklyn,
Dylan
he's
Cooper.
ill.
Wow.
He's repping the brand. I love
Shout out to Dylan Cooper, 100 Mad, you already know.
Rhapsody,
Rhapsody,
Sky Zoo.
Hello.
Skyzoo, okay.
I would say if J. Cole. Let's see you at Barclays on stage with some Walkaware. That's
Now,
coming up.
That
would
makes
make
sense.
to
Now that
me.
makes sense.
That-
I
yeah.
could see J. Cole and Walkaway collab.
Yeah.
See, that kind of makes
Yeah.
sense too. You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
Kendrick. You know, like those are the artists that, like, if we think about then, that's the same energy now. You know,
Davies.
but we
Kendrick would look dope. And
it would make
with.
sense.
Yeah.
That's his whole style too, kind of like, you know what I mean. I could see him with the Nikes he be wearing and shit, the Cortez and
dope.
shit, with the Walker wear. Ooh.
Yeah. And Johnny Vogel gonna rep it regardless. I'm paying for my shit though. I'm trying to get a contract. Or
I
something.
appreciate that.
Get a little something for free, a headband or something.
Yeah, nigga, some socks. Throw some socks.
Oh,
nigga.
the socks
got
are
you on
fire.
some
I wear the
socks. Yeah, I
socks
got
all
the
day. I'm in LA now, baby. I'm wearing shorts.
95% of the time.
That's it.
Showing these chicken legs.
Damn.
That's what's up.
That's it. You dropped a lot of jewels on these niggas today.
That was beautiful, April.
Thank you for having me. It's good
No,
to see you.
Don't kick yourself out. We got more. No, just like April. Thank you for everything. Whatever you
you.
wanted to follow, go watch that Netflix series, man. She's heavy on that. And who's the other? Mira.
Misa.
Misa,
Hilton,
sorry.
my sister Misa.
Yeah. She's
and
another
that was a
icon in the
dope- yeah.
fashion for. So what's the name of the Netflix series?
It's called the Remix Hip Hop Times Fashion.
Yeah.
The
You was
remix.
heavy on that.
Thank you.
And
I'm gonna tune in tonight. I'm gonna smoke that thing.
You
know what I
on
mean?
it too. You in it.
Oh, what?
You
I
alone.
got to see that shit, dude.
And you gonna
Ain't
ask me,
even this ain't even tell
you
me.
gonna get a text at 3 a.m.
why ain't I get a check for this?
Come on, son. It's
What's happening,
Family.
April?
public domain shit. Cause
Nah,
you
it's
gonna
not.
be in an Onyx documentary.
No,
Huh?
but
You
like
ain't even know it.
literally, like, if you didn't know before, I want to say for the record, like, you're one of the groups that I really enjoy working with because besides your skills, y'all brought so much flavor and really did disrupt everything that was going on at that time with
Right.
a whole new sound and your style, everything. It was everything, you know. It was a whole the package, and for those that don't know, they were very heavily involved with their ideas. It wasn't like just this constructed, like, this is what I
I can
want you to
believe
do
it.
and who I want y'all to be. Like, they had a hand in all of that process.
Because we had an Onyx logo on it. We had the
Yep.
Walkaway sign and we had a little
Yeah,
Onyx
y'all
logo
always
too.
were like, I want my logo on it too.
Yeah,
And I
so-
respected that.
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, that was dope.
Two
Yeah.
iconic
son,
logos.
Wear all those suits. You know how much those
Oh, I
We
need
make
those
'em.
suits
Yo,
right
and
now
we-
for the
and
we make 'em.
museums.
I gotta ask Mom Duke if she
If
got
you do, that
if
would
she
be
got them
great.
Walkaway suits. Them shits would probably
Be amazing. Yeah, so I just finished at Centraal Museum in Utrecht, Netherlands. Just did something called the Voices of Fashion with everybody from myself to Virgil to East Saint Laurent, and they had a whole walkaway section, and they're always asking me for stuff. Like, they would love that
That's
to
dope.
show that, you know.
I need
would
that
be dope.
white and black Walker wear that Pac had on with Mickey Rourke.
I'm doing a drop on the hockey jerseys for Christmas.
Wow, we
You
need
might have to
that. We
bring
need
that
them Walkaway jock. What?
Yeah, look out for the
Limited
rappers and
edition.
ballers Walker wear collaboration.
Collabo.
We spoke
Yo,
about this
the
off
Walkaway
camera.
jeans with the Timberlands looking crazy, son. Them
Come
shits
back.
used to look
So
crazy.
listen, real quick, I just want to mention this. It was part of the doc, right? It was like people, every kid is spoiled today. Even the poor kids are spoiled today, man. Y'all still got iPads and phones at 7 years
Yeah.
old. You know what I'm saying? So, you were talking about in the doc how y'all wanted to make jeans that can fit in the Timbs and out the Timbs. Y'all don't even understand. Like, y'all got
Yo,
some spoiled.
this
the whole
shit,
thing.
this shit look.
Y'all had to do that.
It looked like the way it was coming out the Timbs, like it just looked
Like a
just
plant.
Yeah, it fit. It was
perfect.
Oh
Like,
my
you know what I'm
God.
saying?
That's so fire, man.
You know
Thank
what
you
I'm
for
saying?
everything you
Sticky
do for the
used to
culture.
love that shit, yo. Sticky
Thank
used to, yo, Stick
Sticky's still wearing this.
Stick still wearing. Stick still
crazy.
wearing.
Shout out to Stick, legendary Stick. I love you, brother.
Shout out to Sticky.
You gotta say that after a joke, otherwise.
Yo,
you take
rest
it
in peace
personal.
to Big DS,
100%.
because you know it was original member.
Yes.
Because when we
Sunny.
had the pictures, the press pictures, we had the walkaway
Yeah.
outfits on, so that was part of Onyx
Yeah.
press release photo.
In this
you know what
source
I'm
thing,
saying?
y'all wearing that? In that source?
Yeah.
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 Ah, that's fire.
Because Jay was so close with the situation, it
Yeah.
was just like
Yeah.
part of,
We
you
were
know what I'm
styling
saying?
and afros too. Like we
Afros.
right all of those acts, and we were really family. Remember
Right.
fam?
Yep, fam. DMX. Did DMX ever?
I didn't work with.
No,
That's
did-
one that I wish I would have got to work with.
He would have been the perfect.
He would have been
Yeah,
perfect
he
for.
would've been the perfect.
Right.
Uh huh.
Onyx
Why?
is perfect too.
Onyx was
Trent,
perfect.
Naughty by Nature. Yeah.
They were
And
perfect.
they had their own shit too.
Yeah,
And they still was
and they
rocking.
still. I helped them with Naughty when
Oh,
they first
word?
started.
Oh.
Yep, the store.
You help Vinny with Naughty? So
When he
Vinny,
first started the store,
Wow.
yeah, I stayed up like all of us were out there in Newark putting it together that night before they opened.
Do your fucking Googles.
I didn't even know
Do
that.
your Googles, y'all.
Because
Yep,
Vinny's still rocking with the merch heavy
Yep,
and
yep.
shit.
We
Yeah.
talk all the time.
Yeah, Vin, he's still rocking. So that's ill. You definitely one of the
Pioneers.
icon. You are the icon of this shit. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Shout out to April
You
Walker.
a Carcanot. That's it. You know what I mean? The king and queen of this shit. That's it, man. We out of here, man. Rappers and ballers. You
We
better
outta
fucking know
here.
what's going
Love.
on, Sean.
Thank
Word
you.
up,
We
Sean.
here. Walk away
Word up.
forever.
Do
Onyx
that.
forever.
Blah.
Let's do it.